How's it going, everybody? So I hope everybody's doing well. I am going to just quickly kind of introduce the material that we'll be working with. So, and then I actually have a video of somebody who's doing some joining techniques and some things like that with wire that I'll have you watch separately. The angle is just so much better than what I was able to do. So I think that'll be a bit more informative and better for your learning purposes. So hopefully by this time you have chosen an object or a couple objects that you're kind of thinking about. We're going to talk about those in class on Thursday, and also I'll probably do another wire joining demo or something like that in class. So I just wanted, since we're critiquing tomorrow, and we'll be, you guys will kind of be off on your own, I'm hoping that you're starting to experiment a little bit with some of the wire and playing around with that. So I'm just introducing some tools really quickly and talking about the material. So first thing is our pliers. So these are your standard kind of needle nose pliers with also with a cutting capability. So you'll notice they actually have the ability to cut wire there, right? They have a little spot to cut wire. Some needle nose won't have that. I'm hoping, unless you want to buy a separate wire cutters and then have a separate needle nose or a flathead plier, those are going to be great. So some of you, these are going to be perfectly fine. You can buy them at Walmart for a few dollars and up to a bit more expensive, or at the hardware store here in Elma. It's up to you. So this is crucial. You got to have a set of pliers. Okay, write your name on them. They're going to be yours, and you'll probably use them a lot more than you think, just outside of this class too as well. Okay, so set of pliers. And also the only other thing is our steel wire. So I've purchased everybody a round of 16 gauge aluminum wire. 16 gauge steel wire. This stuff is great for starting to build structures. I use it for a lot of stuff in like my figurative clay class. We're going to use it for building armatures and like quickly wrapping up maquettes that we're then going to cast in clay or something like that. But it's really great for structural things, for building kind of, you're not going to get this super refined detail, and it's almost the wire is harder to work with, but it's structurally a bit more sound. So it's great for starting this project off, okay, and starting to build the skeleton of our objects, or the bones that we can then come and wrap with some other material, fiber for example, or something, or a thinner gauged wire, thinner gauge, higher number wire, or a colored wire or something like that. So this is our starter. This is the bones right here. I'm providing you guys with one round. If you need more, you can purchase. I got everybody theirs at Home Depot for, I think it was $8 a round. So you can always buy more. There's a lot here, but you'd be surprised how fast it goes, especially if we're working through a series of maquettes. I might purchase another one. I'll just keep you posted. But if you think you're going to go through more, it doesn't hurt to buy up a set. I have some thinner gauge wire at the studio. Just ask me about it. It's actually under the sink in the sculpture studio on the far side. You'll see a sign that says wire. There's a couple of different types of wires there. A couple of different, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be this wire that you use for your project. If you have something else in mind, this is just a good way to start thinking about maquettes and that sort of stuff. Okay. So 16 gauge steel wire. The other thing, it has this like layer of grease or something on it too as well. You'll see after I've been working with it, it kind of stains my hands a little. That easily wipes off. You just want to make sure you're not wiping it on your clothes, or if you're working in your dorm or your house, you're cleaning your hands before you're grabbing stuff. Okay, so this is the material that we'll be working with, wire. I love this material. I love working with this. It's really great in that we're pairing this right up with clay, because it's also like clay becomes super hard and rigid, which this stuff already is, but it's stretched. So like clay does, it flexes and moves, but it's still cold and is, and it's naturally hard material. It doesn't respond like clay does, but it doesn't respond like metal typically does. So it's a fun one to start playing with. To start kind of playing with this project. So I've done a couple just like quick little things. So I'm just, like I said, I wanted to just introduce the materials and kind of what we're thinking about. So this was a super quick one. And now I'm also putting on here a video, another quick video about some simple joining of wire. I'm hoping that maybe if you want to get more in depth with some stuff, you can research some of these. I think with some of these, just like the demoing is so much, the quality is so much better on some stuff that people are already have out there. So I'm going to kind of lean into that, and we'll kind of work through more of some of the conceptual and some of the more formal principles of design and elements of design through our designs. Okay. So the other thing too, really quickly, is I'm working on this foam board. This foam board is really great for potentially, you can kind of work through stuff, and then you can kind of, with the wire, you can kind of stick it right in there. If you're like, you can make up some things really quickly. So I have some foam board in the studio. If you'd like that, I can get you guys a small piece of foam board to work on. Okay, so it's nice for propping up stuff, and if I needed to kind of see how potentially something might look, or blah blah blah, or whatever, I can play with it that way. Okay. All right, so that's gonna be it. Remember, pliers, wire, foam board if you want. Make sure you have your objects picked out. Your drawings are due tomorrow, so I should be seeing some drawings uploaded that we'll start working through, and we'll start to build this. This project is super fun. Things you're going to need to be careful of is when you're using the wire, these things can tend to wrap around, hit you in the face, that sort of stuff. Not a bad idea to wear safety glasses while you're doing this. Not necessary, but not a horrible idea. Okay. If you're starting to burn things and flatten stuff, and you're getting a little bit more, I will require you to wear safety glasses, at least when I see you in the shop. Okay. So other than that, like I said, have fun, be safe. These things are really easy to pinch yourself with as you're cutting, so make sure the meat of your hands and stuff are out of the little teeth right here. This thing gets me every time when I'm working with these pliers, so just be careful. Clean up after yourself, especially if you're working at home. You don't want to be leaving any of these little chunks of wire around. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up to the other video, so go ahead and watch the other video. Like I said, it's like 4 minutes long, and it's just about some simple joining of wire. Okay, some simple techniques in which to bind wire together. You might come up with ways that work for you a little bit better. It might be lean in a little bit more of the conceptual in terms of like this specific tie or this specific bind, or a little bit more formally for the ornamentation, or you like a certain look of a certain way, that works too. Or you're braiding wire together, or you're doing something like that. But these are just some simple ways I'm going to show you. I'm going to have this video will show you on how to simply kind of tie stuff together really quickly. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, and have fun. Bye.